Well, big congrats to my man Isaac, who won this tasty Fractal FM3 via our Fractal giveaway. So shout out, little housekeeping here. Thanks to Fractal for making awesome gear, being a great company. Thanks to Isaac for entering. Thanks to all you guys who entered and signed up over on the email list. Appreciate you so much for taking part. There's going to be more giveaways in the future because I like to give stuff away. Now, what I did was I reached out to Isaac. I said, hey, bro, you won. I shot an email. Are you a real person? Check the box that doesn't have 16 fire hydrants in it type of thing. I said, can we jump on a Zoom call and just chat for a few minutes? Because, the whole thing that I like and what I'm about is, the community aspect of guitar and the fellowship and the brethren and all that good stuff. So I just wanted to hang out with the guy for a few minutes. I recorded it on Zoom. Let's roll that beautiful footage and just kind of check out my man Isaac, and congrats on winning the FM3. All right, dude. So here it is. Big winner. And, I think what's going to be cool is to take it and maybe if we do a Zoom call or a stream, I do on Patreon on Wednesday nights, I do a stream call. It's like a part of a weekly masterclass that I offer. I'll send you the link so you can join that tonight for free. And what we'll do is we'll plug this up and build some presets for you, like in a group environment. I think that'll be super fun. So
that'll be fun.
Is this your first Fractal item, or how did it go? How did all this stuff come across your table?
Yeah, so I actually had the XFX 2XL, and when we were moving from Missouri to where I am now, we had moving stuff, moving all your gear is kind of hard. I had the whole rack set up. I had power amps and the two 4x12 speaker cabinets and all that kind of stuff, and it was just going to be way too hard to move into where we are now. So I had that thing for about 10 years or so. I think it was about 10 years. And they're incredible. Fractal's, name and reputation speaks for themselves. So it's really exciting to kind of get this and have the new kind of the new thing, the new hotness of it, if you will.
Yeah.
Like it was awesome before, and somehow they made it more so.
Yeah,
so
I had the 2 as well. When I was doing the flat stuff in 15 and 16, I was using the 2 and a rack with a couple of heads. And yeah, man, you'll really like the interface and some of the things that they've added over the years. One of the cool things with the FM3, FM9 series and the controllers is you can write any button to be whatever you want.
Yeah, that I've seen that. That's really extremely useful.
Yeah. So how long have you been playing guitar?
Oh my goodness. 23 years, something like
Nice.
that. I started when I was 14. I got a little kind of starter kit, one of those it was a green PV Predator Plus. And you knew it was better because it had the plus.
Yeah.
And it came with the amp, came with the guitar, strap, cable, the whole 9 yards. And it sounded like garbage, but I was just totally hooked.
Yeah.
I actually still have it. I actually still have the that first guitar I have. God, that thing's probably bananaed, like the neck is just all twisted up and gross and all that. The strings are probably jank on it, but it's it started off of that, and I kind of went and kind of stuck with it, and here I am. Just
what kind of stuff do you like to play? Like what kind of music do you like to play?
Oh my goodness. So I actually played professionally for about 10 or 11 years in my father's band, believe it or not. And we played, good grief. Anything. It was largely covers. We would go around the Midwest and kind of do shows, and we would play a lot of like rock and roll and blues and kind of soul music and that kind of sort of thing. To use the song title, the old time rock and roll, as it were. I kept trying to get him to play a little bit of heavy metal music and some progressive music in there, and it was a little bit, but
so you like prog stuff, and like,
oh, yeah.
So like what kind of stuff are you listening to? If we were to open up your Spotify list, what would we find?
Oh boy, a lot of really annoying, really weird music. Prog wise, of course, there's like the classic bands like your Dream Theater, your Yes, your Rush, that kind of stuff. Liquid Tension Experiment's always in there if I'm in for some instrumental stuff. I also like bands like Gentle Giant's really good. Of course, like Genesis, particularly older Genesis, like
Yeah.
pre-Phil Collins, basically. Well,
Right.
it was never really pre-Phil Collins, but yeah, whatever. But I mean, from the, I mean, I'll listen to anything. It's good.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really matter to me. I used to be like, when I was a kid, I was like, it has to be.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, hey, you know what? This screaming lady over here is really cool, but so is this jazz quartet over here.
Yeah.
So is this symphony over here. It's all good. So if you opened it up, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, I love that. I love that musical schizophrenia. So okay, so I like being in this seat because normally people are asking me these questions, so I like to throw it at somebody else. All right, today, because you can't ever do your top 5 all time, but like to top 5 guitarists today.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm excluded because I'm giving you an FM3, so I'm out.
Right. Let's say, because you're up there, man. You got some shots, man.
So yeah, today's top 5 guitarists. Who are they?
Oh my gosh! So I got to say John Petrucci, because of course, he's God, as the memes go.
Yeah.
He's he kind of was like my first introduction into the progressive rock, progressive metal, things like that. Alex Lifeson's up there too. I really love the way that he uses his effects, particularly his modulation, his reverb, to kind of augment the chords that he does. And he plays a lot of those kind of weird, kind of augmented things where it's like, oh, it's, not just a major 7, it's a major 13 or something like that. Yeah. There's also Joe Pass, which of course, the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, if you don't know who he is, I kind of don't know what to tell you. He's kind of one of the greats, if you know what that kind of music is. Oh my gosh, I gotta think of 2 more people. This is hard. This is really hard.
It's a tough question. It's like the most loaded question that you ever get is like, who's your favorite guitar player? So I always go with like, who's your favorite guitar player today? Because yesterday, it's like my flavors change a lot too. So you got 2 more spots. Today's favorite guitar players.
Today's favorite, gosh, Frank Zappa.
Okay.
Because I mean, the prolific musician, not just guitar player, but poser, writer, singer, musician generally that he was. And he himself flat out said, like, what I do on a guitar is not really applicable to what everybody else does on a guitar. And gosh, that's another one. There's so many. There's actually an interesting guy that his name is Derek Bailey.
Derek Bailey. Okay. I don't know. Yes. I'm not familiar with this. This is good.
So Derek Bailey, he does atonal freeform jazz.
Okay.
So imagine making music without a key, without rhythm, without meter, without anything.
Yeah.
He does that. And it is bizarre. Yeah. But it makes you kind of think about it, because he's making all these weird like noises and semitones and playing behind the nut, all this kind of stuff. Like,
what's happening?
What is this? What is this nonsense? But it's strangely like musical in its own weird way.
Okay. Favorite artist you discovered last year? Artist, not guitar player, just favorite, like new band. Like, what did you find last year that you were like, I like this?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm always trying to find new music. I'm trying to find like something different, something interesting, even if it's garbage.
Yeah. Okay,
that has its place. There is a band out of Germany called Feuerschwanz.
Okay.
They are it's a heavy metal band, and they are kind of like on the more comedic side of it, because like they sing about like zombies on boats, and they wear like armor and stuff, and they have this whole like shtick about them, and there's like a fiddle player in the band. They're all like doing all this weird like heavy metal music, but it's very melodic, and it's very entertaining. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you're not getting a lot of intellectual stimulation out of this, but but it's entertaining nonetheless.
I'm looking up something I want to pass forward to you. So the German band, here we go. The one that I found last year is Ningen Isu. Okay.
Ningen Isu. Yeah. They're
so you know about those guys. Yeah.
I do.
That's awesome. I was hoping I would. So I'm going to share it with everybody that might see this. It's these guys.
Yeah.
These guys rule. They, the guitar player dresses up like a kind of a samurai. The bass player dresses up kind of like a monk, and the drummer dresses up like kind of Yakuza. and they're kind of a rock band from Japan. They're awesome. I love that you know who they are. So those guys, and then the guys that do clowncore. The drummer is the drummer for
oh boy,
I can't think. It's on the, I can't think of it. It's going to come to me in a second. He's a really brilliant drummer, and my brain is just shutting off. Knower. I think he's the drummer for Knower.
Okay.
Knower. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's the drummer for Knower, or they've toured together or something. I don't know. But he does this thing called clowncore where they go in a car and they're just like making all this crazy music. It's really awesome. It's really good. Yeah.
Music is so cool, man.
Yeah, and it's fun sometimes. It's like we live in an era where everybody's great at guitar. Like you open Instagram and everybody's good. So like now what? You know what I mean? So now what? So yeah, those are some of the most fun things that I have come across last year. Let's see if I got another good question for you that I get asked all the time. All right. Les Paul or Fender? Gibson or Fender?
I'm fortunate to have both.
No. Desert Island. You get to take one. You get to take one. You taking a Fender or Fender style guitar. We'll lump in things like the Super Strat, the Anderson, the Sir, like anything that looks like a Fender in some way. Fender-esque in some way. Or is it Gibson-esque in some way? Does it, like, because when I say that, you get the LTDs and all that kind of stuff. So like, is it Gibson or Fender on the Desert Island?
Well, I am fortunate enough to have a Strat and a Les Paul,
but that's not it. You got to pick one. There's an airplane crash, and one makes it and one doesn't.
Oh man, it's got to be my Les Paul.
Got to be Les. He says Gibson. Okay, same question for amps. Clean amp with pedal platform. We'll say Fender with pedals, or Marshall. Is it a Marshall or is it clean amp? You get the gain from the amp, or you get the gain from the pedals. Which one is it?
So I like to get the gain from. So I like to kind of get the gain from the amp. I kind of like it, kind of like the Marshall style, where it's like you can kind of push it a little bit and then kind of augment it, like the classic, TS-808, whatever, in front of it, and then use that to kind of like punch it.
Okay, Dream amp.
Oh boy.
And these are Spitfires. These are quick. Dream amp.
There's so many. I would absolutely love a diesel VH4.
Great.
I mean, they're like complicated as hell, but they're
right
great.
There.
There you go.
One of my Desert Island amps is the Herbert. I love that one. Let's see. What's another good one? Single coils or humbuckers?
Well, ideally both, but humbuckers probably.
Okay. Let's see. Klon or Tube Screamer?
Oh boy. For me, it's going to be a Tube Screamer. Klon's great, but I love the ability to kind of like punch your amp in the face with the Tube Screamer a little bit more so than the Klon style.
Okay. Steve Vai in a band, a la Frank Zappa, a la Whitesnake, a la David Lee Roth, or Steve Vai solo?
Oh my God, that's hard. It's so different.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. I'm going to go Steve Vai in a band, because as great as he is solo,
you want him in a band.
I do, because
favorite Steve Vai band. Favorite one in that. Favorite one in that you've ever been in. Yeah.
Frank Zappa's band, like particularly when it's Vai, and I think he was with Terry Bozzio.
Yeah,
I think it was with a drum.
Yeah,
the guy with like the impossibly large drum kit.
Yeah. Okay, let me try to think of another good one. Favorite G3 lineup.
Ooh, sheesh.
I don't know why my brain is thinking about Steve Vai right now, but favorite G3.
Jose, it's on there. He's on the brain. He's creeping in.
Yeah.
The favorite G3 lineup is probably going to be. So this is going to be kind of out of left field. I think it was Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, of course, and Robert Fripp.
That is out of left field.
Because Robert Fripp is one of my favorite guitar players too, and it's just like Joe Satriani shredding it up, Steve Vai shredding it up, and then there's this dude in the back.
Yeah, that was in his contract.
Creeping. Yeah.
So in Fripp's contract, he did not want to be at the front of the stage. He did not want any stage lights on him.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. I remember I saw an interview with him about that. He at some point he just decided, like, I don't want to stand, so he just sat. And now, he's got that monstrosity of a rig,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
And then he was like, well, I mean, I'm just making these kind of like weird ethereal soundscapes and noises and stuff. I don't really need the lights on me. So now it's just some old dude creeping in the back. Like, okay,
I
cool.
love that.
That's life goals right there, man.
Okay. This is a two-parter, part 1 and 2. I'm not going to hit you with Van Hagar versus Van Halen. I'm not going to do that because I'm both. I'm a both guy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite Van Halen album, favorite Van Hagar album, go.
Oh my God. Boy, oh boy. I am so bad with album names too. This sucks. So I'm going to
give me a collection of songs or a favorite song, and I'll count that as the album.
So I don't know. This is probably like really basic of me. For the Van Halen side, I absolutely love the song Panama.
Oh, 1984.
Yeah, 1984. Yeah,
that's mine. No question.
It's just so good. It's so rock and roll, man. It's so good, and that riff is awesome.
So 1984, then Van Halen 1 for me. Those are the two.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because 1984 they really shot through the hey, we're a killer rock band, and they went to like, hey, we're a #1 Billboard artist.
Yeah, right? we're okay. The
favorite Van Hagar album.
Okay, whatever song. I can't say what's. I can't remember. Gosh, I'm like drawing a blank here again. What album is this song? Why Can't This Be Love on? Because again, it's just a great. I mean, it's like like you hear that at a concert, you hear that in the stadium, you're immediately standing up. Like that's just a great rocking and rolling song right there.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the album name is.
I think it's on 5150. Let me check.
It might be 5150.
I think it is 5150. I'm checking now. It is. It's track 2 of 5150. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great one. Okay, I think that might do it. If I got any more questions at the okay, here's the last one. This is fun. Me and Ben Eller, Uncle Ben, we argue over this one all the time. Delay or reverb? One stays, one goes.
One stays and one goes. So delay stays because you can simulate reverb with delay.
There you go. I love it. Okay, well, so tonight at 7 p.m. we will be doing. I'm going to upload this to my YouTube channel, hopefully like right now, in the next few minutes. And tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll send you a Zoom link if you're available. And we'll get you in on the Patreon masterclass, and we'll make some tones. If you're not available, we'll still hook this thing up and make some tones for you. And then I'll send you the link of the episode from Patreon so you can check it out. And if anybody else would like to join us in that will be just go to Patreon, make sure that you're the combo tier member. You get 4 of those a month, and it's a really cool hang. We've got a great community of great dudes over there, and we'll be talking about all kinds of hot stuff that's been coming out lately. There's a lot of moving and shaking in the guitar industry that's been really fun over the past 6 months or so. It's been really fun to watch. Tim and the Polyphia guys do their thing lately. That's been a fun roller coaster to watch. And yeah, man, congratulations on winning the FM3. We're going to get this thing programmed up with some goodies and send it out to you. And we'll see you tonight.
All right. We'll see you. Thank you so much again.